The Professional Volleyball Federation is off and running. It's an exciting time for volleyball fans across the nation and for the players. It's been a long time coming. So sit back and enjoy a Supernovas Sunday in Omaha. Nebraska Public Media Sports is live in Omaha from the CHI Health Center. And we have this afternoon Professional Federation Volleyball in Omaha, as it's the Orlando Valkyries traveling to take on the 3-2 Supernovas of Omaha. And hello again, everyone, and welcome inside the CHI Health Center along with former Nebraska standout Lindsey Peterson. I'm Larry Putney. It's great to have you with us as we get set for Sunday afternoon volleyball. Take a look at the Orlando team first, and they have an outstanding player in Adora Anai who can take over a match.
Anai is definitely a dominating player for Orlando, and she does it from all areas of the court. In the last 3 matches, she's averaging 4 kills per set, hitting .264, and is second right now in the league in service aces. So she really has a factor-type player in all areas of the game.
They come in at 2-2, and you see the numbers in the last 2 for Anai. She has been dominant with 26 kills against Atlanta. For Omaha, Betty De La Cruz, she is a veteran, and she's brought a veteran presence to this Omaha team.
Yeah, De La Cruz is a fun player to watch. She has a ton of experience. She's had a high volleyball IQ. You can see she does it from the service line, having 17 aces so far this season, leading the league in ace serves. And she's just very calm presence out on the court, and you see how that reflects and affects her teammates.
Pro Volleyball in Omaha, it's the Supernovas hosting the Valkyries. It's all coming your way on Nebraska Public Media.
Our day has dawned.
A new horizon is upon us.
Inspired by the many who came before us, together on a path to achieve something extraordinary.
Do you hear the groundswell? We are at the forefront of a revolution. Empowered, inspired, together. We didn't get here alone.
This is our responsibility. We are creating a new major league on the greatest stage volleyball has ever seen. Pro Volleyball Federation is real pro volleyball.
Now is our time.
Communities will come together.
History will be made.
We are one.
Today, we are inspired.
Today, the light shines on us.
Today marks the beginning of the next chapter.
And we're writing it together.
Rally with us! The wait is finally over. A concept years in the making becomes a reality tonight.
We have stars that are sure to make a splash in terms of heads.
There are stars everywhere you look.
No secret that tonight is going to be epic.
Prepare to make history. And we are underway, and what a start. And a serve for Wiley. Takes out Nunaviller.
Just so
NCAA women's volleyball will never be the same. Students of the game will study this era for generations. But we're only getting started. Sign up for pre-sale, news, and more at ncaa.com/volleyball.
We are back in Omaha, Nebraska for Professional Volleyball Federation Volleyball at the CHI Health Center. It's the Valkyries taking on the Supernovas, the inaugural year of the Professional Volleyball Federation. Pro Volleyball has come to the States, 7 teams. You can see them across the country, a couple in California. You have Supernovas right here. And the fans have been fantastic here in Omaha. Here's a look at the starting lineups. The Valkyries switching it up a bit. China Joseph is out in a boot, so Melissa Evans getting the start. Also, first start for Carly Scott, who's a former Michigan Wolverine playing in the Big Ten Conference. Similar lineup for the Supernovas to what we've seen. Sydney Hilly will direct traffic at the center. She finished the last match in that win on the road against Las Vegas and really came in and kick-started the Supernova squad. There is Bird. She's the interim head coach, 2-1 as a head coach. Supernovas 3-2 overall. Former head coach at Texas A&M. Former player coach, and she talked about how easy that transition has been for her players as she's taken over as an interim coach. Amy Polly is a former associate head coach for USC women's volleyball, former head coach at UAB, and she leads the Valkyries. Ready to get underway from here in Omaha. That was a nasty top spin that touches the top of the tape. De La Cruz with her first swing, finds that back corner. Nice shot by De La Cruz.
Right away, you see De La Cruz take a shot down the line, and she's a crafty player out there on the pin. You don't see her turn and baseline. She just comes across her body, and that just shows you her experience in the game.
Pushed outside, and there is Evans getting her first start. The early swing from the right side from off the net. Just Shaven not down. Scott out of the back row. Didn't see that at Michigan. On the line again. A couple of shots right down the line early on for De La Cruz.
You expect Orlando to come out, and they're a pen-heavy team, so you expect them to set the pens a lot, but it'll be important for them tonight to try to establish that middle to take a little pressure off the pen attackers.
Billy pushes behind. 3 straight for the Supernovas. Off to the fast start. The kill there by Shaven Landsman.
Landsman, you see, just has a nice split in the block. She attacks the seam, and great job by Hilly to get that ball out there quick and allow her to have an option against those blockers.
Pounds it into the block. Does the undersized Jill Gillen. Shaven with the swipe. Gillen again, cross, and gets the kill. First kill for the Valkyries. That's Jill Gillen.
Gillen is a smaller outside attacker, one that doesn't really compare height-wise that you see from De La Cruz, but she still is crafty out there. She has to have shots. When you're more of an undersized player, you have to be able to have a lot of shots in your toolbox. And you can see there, she goes sharp cross court. She tried to tool block on her first swing, and you'll see her tonight continue to go to all those different angles and shots to try to keep that block guessing.
Had a great career at Arkansas. Over 2,000 career kills for Gillen. Off the fingertips of Carly Scott, and it goes long.
It's a high out of system ball. Scott was just a little early on her approach on her way down, so she didn't get the explosiveness she needed for that out of system when you have 2 big blockers in front of you.
Now the dangerous serve of Betty De La Cruz. Leads the league with 17 aces through 5 matches. Point for Omaha. Let's take a look at this. 17. The next 2 leaders, both with the Valkyries, have 7. Great pass there. Puts it in system. Nice up by Hilly. Shaven Landsman off the top of the block. Scott right down the line, and Hilly can't handle it.
Scott attacking at the setter, trying to take Hilly out of the offense there, and Landsman not quite out to the pen, gave Scott a little room to take that swing down the line.
First kill for Carly Scott, first kill of her pro volleyball career here in the Pro Volleyball Federation. getting her first start. Had very little playing time and hops into the starting lineup tonight here against Omaha. High hands there, nice shot, but not down. Orlando comes in at 2-2 on the year, coming off a win against Columbus. Supernovas just off the road. They were in Vegas earlier this week. Picked up the win there. Great cross-court shot. There's Miller.
Credit Hilly for that set. She would really fire that ball outside. Great tempo out to Miller. And you saw the middles for Orlando struggling to get out there to close. That gave that big seam in the block.
Nice tip.
That's what Orlando's going to need to do, is to throw in that middle attack, especially when that passes off the net. They can't rely on just setting the pins when the pass is off the net a little bit. They got to force the middle to keep the Supernovas middle blockers honest and not just cheating out to block the pin.
Miller not down, but 4 touches and the kill for Nunaville.
Nunaville is so fun to watch. She's such an explosive athlete and just a really competitive athlete. It's just all around, her game all around is fun. She has a lot of intensity out there on the court. You saw her hit a really sharp angle there.
One of those players you remember from the college days, right? She was so dominant at Oregon for so long. Had a fantastic career for the Ducks.
She was a libero for a couple of years, then an all-around player as an outside. You don't see that a lot, especially at that level, and it just speaks to her athleticism and her competitiveness.
Really the kind of player that makes a perfect player in this league, right? I mean, she has those all-around skills, 6-rotation player.
Absolutely. You see her again, and she and Hilly right now have great tempo there. It's a quicker set to the pin, and she's up early. She's a smaller, more explosive attacker out there, so that quick tempo works for her. And yeah, being an all-around player just really feeds into this professional game.
Outside, Gillen is blocked right into Hilly. And a former Badger with the block on the right pin.
Hilly making that move out, getting all the way out there, and then turning in her inside hand to force that ball back into the court.
Off serve. Out of system here. Tip not down by Gillen. Back row attack. That's powered into the block. Gillen again.
Gillen inside there, and she's just really trying to go with the inside hand of the middle blocker, trying to get her reaching over late, and that gives her the opportunity to really to tool that ball off the block.
Gillen has been in double-digit figures in all of her matches this year. Over the top of the hands there, and De La Cruz with a kill.
De La Cruz saw she had the blockers. The block was close out there, big block in front of her, so she had to swing high. And she has such a great contact on the ball. You see it from the service line, and then you saw it there. It's just really solid contact on the ball, allows her to snap that ball high over the block.
Back row attack, there is Scott. I've seen her swing out of the back row a couple of times.
So an in-system ball, they have 3 attackers coming, and then they run that back row right up the middle. You have the middle coming right off that setter's shoulder. It's a lot for the Dixon to try to process there for the Supernovas.
Jump serve of Rivera is long. She's tied for second in the league with 7 aces. And Hilly now back to serve for the Supernovas. Good dig off the swing by Gillen. Tip set right back. Knocked down by De La Cruz. Upset outside, swing by Evans right into the block, and there is Shaven Landsman with the block.
It's a difficult swing for Evans. She's a lefty attacking on the left side of the court, so not a natural swing for her. You see that ball, she's trying to pull it back inside in the seam, and Landsman, Dixon were right there to take that block away.
Great look from the pin camera. Big block by Jess Shaven, the former Iowa State product. Omaha on top, 12-7 here in the first. Back in Omaha for Pro Volleyball. Supernovas on top of the Valkyries, 12-7 out of the timeout for Orlando, taken by Amy Pauley. Hilly to serve. Good tempo in the middle, but not down by White. Cruz cross court. Nice angle there by Betty.
Taylor Cruz over the block again. See, she's not taking a real long approach, just getting high on the ball and snapping that ball sharp inside that middle blocker.
4th kill already in set 1 for De La Cruz. From off the net. Gillen not down. Here is Shaven Landsman, just long.
See, Hilly was really attacking Gillen. She was the front row outside player for Orlando, but she's passing on the right side of the court. So they're trying to take her out of the offense, really stress her, make her pass that ball to try to take her out there, and it allows their block to set up out on the outside.
Scott over the block, no touch. Point for the Supernovas.
Scott just trying to attack down that line and force Hilly to play defense, not going into the big middle blocker of Tori Dixon. And you see she just airs a little wide.
Tough serve and an ace. De La Cruz, that's 18 on the year.
A lot of in that serve. There's not a lot of wasted arm swing. It's a quick toss, solid contact. She really directs the ball with her hand contact. You see that ball's spinning, it's tailing one way or the other. It's not a direct right down the middle type serve.
Better pass there by Gillen out to Scott, who got the kill.
Gillen handled that serve very well to allow Orlando to come back in system and get a quick tempo out to the pin.
Here's Michaela White. She had 8 kills in the last match against the Fury, and the Valkyries win. Shaven into the block. Outside the tip. Great touch and decision by Nunna Miller.
Nunna Miller disguises that well. She has a really strong approach. She comes in hard like she's going to attack that ball sharp cross court and just really has some finesse to the ball and just tips it right over the block.
Overpass. Slam straight down. That's Vuchkova. Kristina Vuchkova.
Once again, you see Supernova attacking that front row attacker for Orlando.
Vuchkova, a 16-year pro. Played all over the world. Bulgaria, Italy, Azerbaijan, Turkey, China. Great decision, second touch and down.
Hilly sees the court so well as a setter, and she's deceptive. Her middle's up, and they see the middle is starting to shift for Orlando. It starts to shift with the middle for Supernovas, and then that's when Hilly just takes that ball over to the middle of the court.
Two of the better teams in the league right here, and another block on the right side. That was down, point for the Supernovas, and right now it is all Omaha here at the CHI Center. Timeout taken on the floor. We'll take one as well. It's been a great start for Betty De La Cruz. Not only does she pick up ace number 18, she leads the team with 4 kills. Omaha on top by 10.
Our day has dawned.
A new horizon is upon us.
Inspired by the many who came before us, together on a path to achieve something extraordinary.
Do you hear the groundswell? We are at the forefront of a revolution. Empowered, inspired, together. We didn't get here alone.
This is our responsibility. We are creating a new major league on the greatest stage volleyball has ever seen. Pro Volleyball Federation is real pro volleyball.
Now is our time.
Communities will come together.
History will be made.
We are one.
Today, we are inspired.
Today, the light shines on us.
Today marks the beginning of the next chapter.
And we're writing it together.
Rally with us!
control on top, 19-9. That looks like it took some work. That's not a throw on the mask kind of thing, I don't think. Oh, great swing, nice set, good tempo, and Kaz Brown, the former Wildcat for Kentucky, with the kill.
There they get the pass to allow Kaz Brown to get in the seam, the blocker. So she's not running straight up the middle, she's trying to get in the seam. They force that ball in there for a nice quick tempo kill. And Orlando's just trying to, I think, get their rhythm here. They need to try to settle down. They have some players in their lineup they're not used to seeing out there. You can see their rhythm is off just a little bit. As they start to get into the flow of the game, you expect that to improve between the setter and the hitters.
Speaking of Wildcats, Ajani Teeler, also formerly of Kentucky, now into the game for the Valkyries. Great tempo there on the kill by Vuchkova.
Vuchkova had communication there with Hilly, letting her know that as Hilly's running across the net, going to the left front, she's still talking to her, so Hilly can put that ball just right over her head and still run that quick tempo attack.
Carly Graham also in for the Valkyries to set. And she sets Scott, who goes off at the top of the hands of Hilly and gets a kill.
Scott's really been attacking Hilly up there at the net. You see she's missed a few down the line. Now she's going high off her hand, so that's really her focus, is to try to attack. And right now she has 4 kills for Orlando, and that's rest of the team just has 4 as a whole. So for her first match, she's doing a nice job.
So she will sit. Paula Cerame comes in to serve. Also formerly a Big Ten player, played in college at Indiana. Great pass in the system and pounded by Vuchkova.
We talked earlier on about how Betty had such an impact. De La Cruz has such an impact on this team. You see she's passing the ball, keeping them in system, allowing them to run that quick tempo ball.
Over the top of the hands and long off the swing from Jill Gillen. 22-11. Omaha doubling up Orlando. As I said, these are, you you take a look at kind of the talent where it lies in the pro league. These are 2 of maybe the top 4 teams in the league. Right now, it's all Supernovas. From the back row, that was Shaven Landsman with the kill.
Hilly's run a nice offense this set for the Supernovas. You've seen her set a lot of quick tempo balls. It's a very balanced offense. She's established in the back row. She's getting involved in the front row, and it's caused a lot of stress on Orlando's blockers.
Good pass. Love set. Betty off the block, but not down. Second touch. Good hustle, Nunaviller. More touches called on Orlando, point to Omaha, and we are at set point here in the first.
Critic Nunaviller there, you see that great up there. She's really attacking forward. She read that play really well, seeing the ball coming over short to keep that rally alive for the Supernovas.
Served by Nunaviller. Looks like a net violation called on the Supernovas, point for Orlando.
No arguing there by De La Cruz. She knew, gave the up ref a thumbs up, and let's play on.
Kaz Brown now will serve. There's an ace off the tape.
Lucky tape shot. I say you could try practicing those all you want, but you gotta have a little luck to make that be successful.
Yeah, that's right. That is wide, and that is set point for Omaha. Dominant performance in set number 1 for the home squad. The Supernovas were super in the first. They win it 25-13.
Our day has dawned.
A new horizon is upon us.
Inspired by the many who came before us, together on a path to achieve something extraordinary.
Do you hear the groundswell? We are at the forefront of a revolution. Empowered, inspired, together. We didn't get here alone.
This is our responsibility. We are creating a new major league on the greatest stage volleyball has ever seen. Pro Volleyball Federation is real pro volleyball.
Now is our time.
Communities will come together.
History will be made.
We are one.
Today, we are inspired.
Today, the light shines on us.
Today marks the beginning of the next chapter.
And we're writing it together.
Rally with us!
The wait is finally over. A concept years in the making becomes a reality tonight.
We have stars that are sure to make a splash in terms of heads.
There are stars everywhere you look.
No secret that tonight is going to be epic.
Prepare to make history. And we are underway. And what a start. And a serve for Wiley. Takes out Nunaviller.
Just so
NCAA women's volleyball will never be the same. Students of the game will study this era for generations. But we're only getting started. Sign up for pre-sale, news, and more at ncaa.com/volleyball.
Back here in Omaha, there's the Bob Carey Bridge. On the other side of that is Iowa, Council Bluffs, 25-13 Supernovas, and Betty De La Cruz was terrific. 4 kills in set 1.
You saw, we talked to her, she's just has such a high volleyball IQ, and we saw it with the different angles she hit. You saw her from the service line, tough serving that she applied on Orlando, and then also just her presence in the back row. She's a calm presence back there. They try to serve her. She's passing in system, and just a great all-around first set for De La Cruz.
Good numbers there, 4-1-1, 1 dig, 1 ace. There's a look at her career, 13-year professional, 2-time Olympian for the DR, and 2021 MVP in the Olympic qualifier, and Oseka.
She's played a lot of high-level volleyball in her day, and it's really special to bring her in here to Omaha and have somebody of her level here and to help. I mean, it gives the younger players some, something to hope for here in the future, to see how long she can play and you can be successful in this sport. And, but also to see how this sport has given to her. I mean, you think of the career she's had playing for Dominican and then the opportunities she's had professionally.
Tori Dixon in there now for the Supernovas. Swipe right into the Supernovas block. Left hand, not down. And Hilly goes right back to Dixon. Chicken winged it up, kept it alive. Rivera back in there to set. Good hustle. Nice rally here for the first point of set 2. Jayden Landsman off the top of the block and got it.
Well, that's a way to start a second set and get the crowd back into it, especially that long rally, and then just some really great defensive plays on both sides of the net. This players just willing the ball up, keeping the rallies alive.
Jayden Landsman came out of retirement. Former Iowa State player, played at LSU 1 year. Into the block and out off of Dixon, point for Orlando.
Murphy really stepped in there to make a big dig there off De La Cruz and in system to allow them to come off and take a swing. And she just has De La Cruz has had a few sharp angle balls, and Murphy really stepped into that angle and read that shot.
Melissa Evans serves. Good pass. Right back to De La Cruz. Gillen timing off a bit into the net. Well, Orlando's missing one of their top players in Shaina Joseph. She's out of Ontario, Canada. Played collegiately for Mary Wise at Florida. She's in a boot on the sideline. We saw her earlier wearing that boot. So that has forced them into a bit of a different rotation. I think, you know, Carly Scott getting her first start, and also Melissa Evans with the start tonight as well.
And it doesn't matter your experience. When you throw a couple people different in the lineup that you're not used to having out there, it really disrupts the rhythm and just the confidence and trust that you need when you're playing with this team. And you gain the players on the court, you gain that each match, and putting some new people out there really affects the flow.
Nunaviller not down. Good block touch there. And on the kill for Kaz Brown. First Orlando lead of the match.
Yeah, you saw Kaz Brown really working hard there in that transition. She just had to get around, so she was forcing Dixon to have to get to the pen to try to block her. So credit her for really pushing the tempo there and getting around to get that kill on the side.
Omaha's dominance in set one. They hit 448 to 114 for Orlando. Omaha 14 kills, just one error in that first set.
Their offense was really clicking that first set.
Block touch, but into the net, called on the Supernovas.
You have to think that Orlando talked in between that set about being a little more diverse in their offense, not being so predictable and just setting the pens. Take some pressure off those pen attackers. You see them forced in the middle some more now. They're running back row attacks, so they're not so predictable offensively.
One-handed set, sent back over. Now the bump set outside. Nunaviller does not terminate, nor does Scott. Push outside to Scott again. Good up by Hilly. Back row, Gillen off the tape. Good push behind. Nice set. Good decision there by Wilma Rivera, led to that kill.
So you see them establishing the back row again. Evans running on the back row, but really see Gillen on this play. She really willed that ball up to allow them to keep that rally alive, and then Evans taking a high hand swing out of the back row attack. It's a different tempo ball. The blockers for the Supernovas up a little early, so they're on the way down, causing that bad touch.
Great cut there by Shaven Landsman. Just kind of shaved an angle off there and put it right on the line.
You can see here, she really cut sharp inside that block. The middle was late getting out there, but she saw the middle moving the way out and saw that really sharp cross-court ball was open.
There is Scott. It's one of the things that these professional athletes who've been playing volleyball for multiple years are so good at, is reading the block, not always predetermining where you're going to hit. Every one of them.
Yeah.
Never predetermined. They really try to read what's in front of them.
They'll have high volleyball IQs, but they also have to learn when you're playing against such talented players, you have to be, can't be predictable. You're not going to have a very long professional career.
One thing you can do is just hit it hard like Nunaviller just did. That'll work too. She now has 6 kills.
She comes, that long approach really gives her the opportunity to fly in there and take a big swing. And some of that setup from her previous swing was just a roll shot over the block. So she's mixed up her attacks, keeping that Orlando defense guessing, and it's really hard when somebody keeps mixing up there for your blockers and your defense to get in a rhythm or read on her.
Just long on the serve. Back goes Carly Scott to serve. Played a lot of beach volleyball with Carly Scott after her collegiate career in Michigan.
You think of all the places these athletes have come from. The beach, they've come from overseas, they've come from professional leagues that started back in August that now they're joining here, and it's just really remarkable to see where the sport is and the many opportunities that these athletes have.
Good angle there, nice up. From over the shoulder, tough shot there. De La Cruz gets a good swing on it. Shaven Landsman knocked down. Gillen will get an attack. Big block on the right side, and Hilly got the hand on it.
The set had to come all the way across the court there, and Hilly all the way out to the pin, did a nice job, really disciplined on a block. She gets out, she pushes her hands back into the court. She knows Gillen is looking to try to hit off her hands and try to tool her, so she has to be really strong with that right hand to push it back in the court.
Kristina Vuchkova. Good decision there at the last second by Jill Gillen.
That was really last second by Gillen, and she I think was anticipating the ball coming her way, and they've been really putting pressure on her when she's in the front row, making her pass and swing to hit.
It was down, got the ace.
That computer system, both sticks. Didn't have to have a line judge call that for you.
That's right.
Up ref just looks at the screen at her tablet and gets the call.
22 cameras situated around the arena. We're using a system that digitally shows them whether it was in or out, so they don't have to worry about a line judge or call it. You notice there are no line judges. Let's go back one play ago and take a look at that ace, and you'll see right on the line. And here is the official replay, which the up official sees, and they can see that it feels like I'm at Wimbledon or something.
Yeah,
U.S. Open.
Very similar to tennis.
Yeah. Oh, good up. Kendall White with a diving save. Two players go to the floor, and then the kill from that right side. There's the left-handed swing of Melissa Evans.
You see the diving save here by Nuneviller, and De La Cruz just collides with her and trips, comes up a little bit slow off of that hustle play, and then Orlando, seeing that she's not able to get to the net to attack, they're smart and set the ball into her zone.
Into the game now for the Valkyries. Back in is Ajani Teeler. Teeler out of Grand Prairie, Texas. A rookie this year. Undersized in the middle at 5'10", that was a standout for Craig Skinner at Kentucky. Point there for the Supernovas.
They got Orlando in the net here on this slide attack, and yet you see the middle blocker came down.
Valkyries right now really trying to find something that's working. They've switched setters now 3 times. It's obviously Rivera started, but now twice Carly Graham has come in to set. She's in there right now to set. There's Graham setting out of the Carly out of the back row, and Scott into the net, and 10-10.
At the professional level, your setters are going to be elite setters, but there's still a little bit of a different tempo, a different personality they bring to the court, the way they lead on the court, and so it's still an adjustment. So to keep flipping back and forth, especially in a match, it's really can test your offense and can make them a step slow.
That time Gillen powered through the block and got the kill. Yeah, that would be the concern, is the timing might just be a little bit different with your hitters, right?
I mean, they're very elite setters. If
Sure.
setting the ball is setting the ball, and it's on location, but the way they release it, how long they hold it, their height, whether they're jump setting, whether they're on the ground, all that plays a factor into how that ball gets to where it needs to go.
You know, in our conversation with Bird earlier this week, as Shaven goes off the block, she was talking about how fortunate she is to have 2 really high-level setters. And on the road in Vegas, they switched it up, went to a different setter, and it really led to a comeback win on the road.
And I think the setter also plays a huge impact on the matches. She's your floor leader. She's your floor general out there. And you know, you have these teams that are mixed up of veterans, 12, 13-year veterans that have played professional, and just recent college graduates. And so you have a huge age gap, and really which setter plays into that and helps when it's needed. You might need somebody to calm the team down, or you might need somebody to bring a little energy, and that's really, I think, what the Supernovas found when they were playing in Vegas.
out of system. Was there a touch? Say no touch. Shaven won it. Shaven Landsman wanted it. And
Supernovas are
we're going to have a challenge. Our first challenge of the match as we take a look here. Did it get a fingertip? Ooh, maybe that right index finger. Well, here are the challenge protocols in Pro Volleyball. You can challenge during the play or the last action of the rally. Look at foot fault. See everything there they can look at. One of the things we're looking at now, was there a touch on that block? And there was not.
A big difference to this versus collegiate volleyball is if you challenge during the play, you push that button right during the play and it stops at your challenge then, and if you lose it, you lose the point. I mean, it's because you stop the play to look at that challenge. Ooh, that was close.
Yeah, it was. It's a good look though. One of the, it's interesting, they're not reviewing that here in Omaha. They actually send that play down to a command center that all Pro Volleyball is using this year. The command center down in Fort Worth, Texas reviews it and says there was no touch.
Technology.
When it works, it's fantastic. You know, it has, speaking of technology, look at this. Bolt 6 system, we talked about that. 22 cameras around, and all in and out calls, line calls are electronically handled. We showed you one earlier in the match, and it goes right to a tablet in front of the R1, who looks at the tablet and can make the call right away.
And then the coaches, they used the technology on the sideline to call the timeout, to make the subs. By hitting on their tablet, they can make that call just by using a tablet from the bench.
Push back out to Nunaviller again, off the top of the block, not down. The other thing that you notice is the speed at which those calls are made now. You think about when it's a human going back and replaying and looking at a monitor, how much quicker it happens. And there's the look at
the tablet that they see, and it's just, it makes the game move so much quicker. There's not room for human error.
Great hustle there by Georgia Murphy to keep that alive. Another opportunity, pushed outside. Where that slide really held the middle and opened up the other side. Great decision by Sydney Hilly.
Yeah, you saw Hilly, the slide coming around, froze that middle attacker, and then Brooke Nunaville, she comes in for what we call a rip set inside, really in that seam. So it's forcing your right side pin blocker to move in, your middle blocker's trying to move out, and it's difficult for them to find timing as they're both moving to close that block.
Nunaviller with the ace to go with her 7 kills in the match. 7 kills on 17 swings for Nunaviller. We almost had a visitor here. Outside, and powered through the block there. Good swing by Melissa Evans. Orlando with the lead at the timeout, 15-14. But Omaha leads it 1-0 in sets. We're in the second here in Omaha.
NCAA women's volleyball will never be the same. Students of the game will study this era for generations. But we're only getting started. Sign up for pre-sale, news, and more at ncaa.com/volleyball.
From club or high school courts to championship arenas, Spalding has been the trusted partner of volleyball players for generations. Our team of dedicated professionals isn't just about selling equipment, we're about supporting your journey. Spalding offers a comprehensive range of high-performance systems, nets, and accessories meticulously crafted for every skill level, budget, and playing style. Whether you're a seasoned pro or just starting out, Spalding's knowledgeable staff will guide you, equip you, and cheer you on every step of the way.
The wait is finally over. A concept years in the making becomes a reality tonight.
We have stars that are sure to make a splash in terms of heads.
There are stars everywhere you look.
No secret that tonight's going to be epic.
Prepare to make history. And we are underway.
Shina Joseph, she's out in a boot, but wondering why Adora Anai has not played. Anai, we featured her in the Open. She's the leading attacker for the Valkyries, averaging 4 kills per set, had 26 against Atlanta, 26 kills, and we have not seen her in the match yet. And we saw her warm up, so you know, she was out there warming up and taking swings. There are no touches. It's going to be 4 touches called in the Valkyries. 15s.
Evans has taken a lot of swings for Orlando this set. They've really tried to establish her in the back row. They've set her on the right side, the left side. So I think they're trying to get her in a rhythm and try to get her going here for them, especially with an eye out. They're looking to somebody to be that step-up player.
Out of the back row. Back line? No, just long.
Have to love Nana Villar's response. You see that competitiveness come out in her there. It's just everything's intense and just missed. Once again, that technology right there on that.
On the slide, sent right back, and that's Brown. Kaz Brown gets the touch. She's out of Waterloo, Iowa, not far from here in Omaha. 2.5 hours? Really, 4 hours? All right, maybe it's a ways away. Good kill, cross court, great shot, De La Cruz.
Credit Nana Villar on that nice pass there, and then Hilly jump sets the ball. It's tight to net. She jump sets, and that holds the middle for Orlando. It gives Cruz a one-on-one opportunity on the left side. 5
kills now for Betty. From off the net, not down. Overpass. Good hustle by Scott. What an angle on the swing by De La Cruz. And then that is long in a hustle play. Nope, they're going to say a net violation on the Supernovas, and we have a challenge. So each coach gets 2 challenges per set. Betty's like, I didn't touch the net, but it's okay.
De La Cruz just trying to sweet talk the ref just a little bit.
See if.
Ooh, her elbow might have skimmed it there. Left elbow.
Skimmed it. Yeah. What a great look by the R2. Ooh. Yep, and it's confirmed. She did touch the net.
So even when you've played this many years, you still make those minor mistakes.
Yeah.
Hard for her to believe, but
and even when you don't feel like you touched it, sometimes you might have. Off the block. Gillen will get another chance. Off the top of the block again. Great diving up by Nana Villar. Back row, Scott. Another up by Nana Villar. Tip. Good hustle. Murphy keeps it alive. High-level defense. And the tip. De La Cruz. And the defense leads to the offense for the Supernovas.
Nana Villar came up with 2 huge digs for the Supernovas, and then Murphy on the Orlando side making plays. Just a defensive battle, that rally on both sides of nets. And that's something you're going to see at the professional level is the defense, their volleyball IQ, they're reading plays, they understand the game. You're going to see longer rallies going just because you have such high-level athletes and all 6 rotations playing, and their experience allows them to understand the game.
Tori Dixon with the block. Dixon played for the Gophers at Minnesota. She was an alternate on Team USA's Olympic team in 2016 and 2020. Knotted at 18 here in set number 2. It was interesting to hear Bird talk about the team dynamic and who does what, because Tori Dixon, she's the one who she plans everything, right? What are we wearing? What are we going to eat? That's Tori Dixon's leading role on the team.
That's an important role, especially with a team full of females. We got to make sure that you're all on, and with the days of social media, we have to make sure everything looks all right and fits the code.
I'm with you. I got it. Hey, Grand Rapids Rise knocked off the Vibe. 15-11 in 5. That just happened today. You see the previous two. It was the Valkyries winning over the Fury. We talked about that. And, of course, Supernovas went on the road. You see they dropped set number 2, switch setters, and all of a sudden they come back and win it 22-19 and 3 and 4. Take a look at the league standings, and you see the Grand Rapids Rise now at 3-1 after that win today against the Atlanta Vibe. There's a look at the standings. So by percentage, the Rise 750 or thereabout. And both Supernovas and Valkyries right in the middle.
It's really interesting that, you know, when you think of the collegiate game, it's a pretty set schedule. You kind of know the weekends are the games, or there might be a Wednesday match here and there, but the professional league, they're playing every day of the week, it seems, and some have 3 games of matches a week, some may only play 1.
Yeah. Overpass, Dixon puts it away. First lead for Omaha since it was 2-1 in this set.
Here's we're nearing the end of this set, about 20 on. It's really the team that's the most consistent, who makes the least amount of errors. And up to this point, the Supernovas have been pretty low error as a whole for this match.
Dig by Scott. Dixon again. She was a 4-time All Big Ten performer.
Sydney really trying to get Dixon going in transition and Dixon's working hard. She's closing the block, but yet being an offensive weapon. And here you want to try to take, once again, the pressure off your pen attackers with Dunaviller up there, trying to have another option there in the middle.
Just wide. Aggressive serve there by De La Cruz. That ends a 4-0 run for Omaha. Gillen will serve now. Gillen from Stillwell, Kansas, which is just south of Overland Park. Into the block, good coverage. Push behind. Kind of tipped over. Was there a touch there by?
I think Landsman might have got it when she was just trying to save the ball there. It was a tight set. It was really tight set. Smart shot by Scott that she just tried to save that, but was able to catch Landsman's finger to keep the play alive. And I don't think all her teammates, Supernovas, were aware of that touch.
Right. So back to 20s. And in the service error. So back in now for the Supernovas is Vuchkova. Another kill. Shaven Landsman from that right pen. Well, she's a head volleyball coach at Blair High. How fun must it be for her players to come out and watch her compete at the next level, right?
A role model for you and give you some hope and motivation of what you can do, is to see that she played collegiately. Yeah. She, retired from the sport, so to say, was, given back to the sport as a coach, and then the opportunity arises that pretty much in her hometown you have a professional team and she has the opportunity to play. So I bet there's a lot of fun stories that she can share with her team and take to her team then in the fall.
She was 4 years at Iowa State, 1 at LSU, was a 3-time AVCA All-American for the Cyclones. Hey, coming up at Intermission, we're going to talk about an American opportunity. We'll have that featured for you, and then also highlights and the numbers all coming up at the Intermission after this second set, in which the Supernovas are hoping to be up 2-0. Well, so far, Brooke Nunaviller has been outstanding, the former Oregon Duck. 7 kills to lead the way for the Supernovas.
And she's just, like we talked, she's an explosive player. She's all over the place. She's making big digs and long rallies for them. She's a stabilizer in the backcourt and they're passing, one of their main passers. And then when she's in the front row, just see her, they move her around on the left side, giving her different options to attack, and then she's using all of her different attacks to keep the Orlando defense on front.
Not a great set. Scott kind of had to hold back, reach behind, and right into the block by Shaven Landsman.
Last couple balls Scott's got out to the outside have been tough sets for her. I mean, she's tried to do the best she can with them, but that's tight, and you're not going to win many of those battles, especially against Landsman. She's just too disciplined a blocker and seals the net that you're not going to be able to throw it over or catch her coming down.
So after it was 20 all, Omaha is on a 3-0 run and now 2 away from going up 2-0. On the slide, into the hands goes Brown. A good swing, and that's Scott with the kill.
We got Gillen there on the back row and try to take a little bit of pressure off Scott on the left side. You see Orlando goes on the slide initially, and then they try to get, then they set Gillian out of the back row, and smart shot. She took something off of it, but was able to catch Hilly out in the right back.
Tip and down. Smart shot. Shaven Landsman, and that puts Omaha at set point here in the second. They are out blocking Orlando 7-1 right now.
Well, and Landsman here, you see you have a middle blocker that just served for Orlando who's playing left back defense. So that's just as far as volleyball knowledge goes, that's the best time to tip. And you have not someone that doesn't specialize in backcourt defense playing back row.
And they close it out with the block. Omaha has outblocked Orlando 8-1 through 2 sets, and that has led the Supernovas to a 2-0 lead here at the CHI Center in Omaha. Big set for Shaven. She had 3 kills, 3 digs, but leading the way, none of Hiller.
Let's go celebrate now. Let's go.
Look at the Blackstone District here in the Metroplex of Omaha. Supernovas on top, 2-0. Good to have you back with us here at the CHI Center for professional volleyball in Omaha. You know, before this year, after college graduation, players from the U.S., they had to travel overseas to play professionally. And with the creation of the Professional Volleyball Federation, the American dream has become a reality.
For sure, here's Mancuso from the back row.
When I finished in 2012 with the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, I had two choices, and that's it. The first one was end my career, move on with life. Then the only other option I had was to continue my career, but it had to be overseas, in a foreign land, foreign language. Didn't know anyone or anything.
Many of them played in other countries. Single apartment, no one else speaks English. Maybe the coach doesn't speak English. They don't get to see their friends and family.
Playing professionally in the United States wasn't even a thought, because obviously that takes a lot of money, a lot of ownership, and a lot of processes and strategies, and it just wasn't even a thing at the time.
Timing is everything, and an interest in the sport is at an all-time high. The Pro Volleyball Federation has been working over the past year to bring the first professional volleyball league in the U.S. to market.
This has been something I've always wanted to do, but never something I thought would be a reality.
I played in France for 3 years overseas. I wanted to be in America. I debated almost retiring for that sole reason prior to this league. So I think this is the best thing in the entire world, that I get to play on my home turf in my country and do what I love and what I'm good at. But I feel like I was meant to do.
It's one of the most amazing, epic ways for a coach to have an impact on the game in a professional level in the United States, here in the best city for volleyball in the country.
On January 24th, the Omaha Supernovas kicked off the inaugural season in a home match against the Atlanta Vibe. The league features 7 franchises from across the country, with 3 more slated to join next season. Each team features 14-player rosters, will play 24 regular season matches from January through May, all concluding in a Final Four playoff for the Pro Volleyball Federation Championship.
Here in Omaha, they're aware of what it takes to have a world-class team, and they have reached out to get us all the support staff with medical, sports psychologists, high-level strength and conditioning coach, high-level athletic training. They've done that at the highest level.
They're gonna see how entertaining it is, because college in the United States is wonderful. They do such a good job elevating their game and performing at a high level. But professionally, it's just an upgrade from there. And so I think they're gonna experience how entertaining it is.
Our team is gonna be a combination of USA national team players that have experience. We're gonna have professional players that have played many years overseas, that have a professional savvy and a game about them that's much more sophisticated maybe than a college player. We're gonna have some players that are 23 years old playing with a 34-year-old and try to mesh that talent and personality. I think our team's gonna play with a vibe and an enthusiasm. They're gonna be fun to watch.
I am so excited to be playing at home in front of fans that can speak English, so I know what they're saying. Just being home with the support, I have more joy playing, so it really brought back the joy of volleyball for me.
We all have so much gratitude and so much appreciation that we have a league, we have ownership, we have these people that have invested in the league, and they've said, we want to make women's volleyball go. This is going to take the world by storm.
Not only is this my home country, but this is my home state and my home city. So I feel very blessed. It's really life-changing for so many of us.
Boy, in a year that has seen women's athletics grow so much, what a great opportunity for the next generation as pro volleyball has come to the U.S. It's all Supernovas right now. They're up 2-0.
the high performance moment of the week. Brought to you by Ren Athletics.
14-12. Sydney Hilly. Maddox pulls the setter off. Right side swing. We're done. Match point. Las Vegas takes their inaugural match and starts at 1-0.
Gear up with the official Pro Collection apparel today. Available exclusively at renathletics.com and provolleyballshop.com.
From club or high school courts to championship arenas, Spalding has been the trusted partner of volleyball players for generations. Our team of dedicated professionals isn't just about selling equipment, we're about supporting your journey. Spalding offers a comprehensive range of high-performance systems, nets, and accessories meticulously crafted for every skill level, budget, and playing style. Whether you're a seasoned pro or just starting out, Spalding's knowledgeable staff will guide you, equip you, and cheer you on every step of the way.
NCAA women's volleyball will never be the same. Students of the game will study this era for generations. But we're only getting started. Sign up for pre-sale, news, and more at ncaa.com/volleyball.
Is finally over. A concept years in the making becomes a reality tonight.
We have stars that are sure to make a splash in terms of heads.
There are stars everywhere you look.
No secret that tonight's going to be epic.
Prepare to make history. And we are underway. And what a start. An ace serve for Hilly. Picks out Nana Miller.
Just so
Getting ready for the third here in Omaha. Supernovas on top, 2-0 on top of the Valkyries of Orlando. Let's take a look at some highlights from the first couple of sets, and let's go straight to play. Okay, we're gonna talk about Sydney Hilly and how great she's done. She's been terrific.
You say that Supernova offense, the first two sets, was really in rhythm and very balanced offensively.
Taylor Cruz opens it up with a kill from the left side, off the fingertips of Evans.
Taylor Cruz is constantly scoring points for her team here, from the service line, from attacking, from blocking. It's just all around she's finding ways to put points on the board.
7 kills now for Taylor Cruz. And then the other side, great decision. There's Hilly mixing it up again, from one pin to the other.
That's the great thing about Sydney Hilly is we knew she was an elite setter, but she's very smart. She has a great feel for the game, so she understands and what hitters she needs to feed, the timing of when to feed those hitters the ball, and get those hitters the ball.
That's a great kill there by Jill Gillen, maybe underrated because the short serve had pulled options out. They had one place to go, and that was to Gillen, and she delivered.
And that's just from her experience in college. She took so many swings in her college game, especially this past year. She was really their leader on the court, and she knew she needed to find a way to get a kill there for her team.
Nebraska volleyball fans might remember Gillen. She was in Lincoln playing in, was it the regional final that Nebraska played Arkansas? It was regional final. She had 14 kills against Nebraska, only hit 070. That was high error early on, but she got a little bit of a rhythm. Dynamic player for just being 5'7".
She's dynamic. It's just fun to watch. Like, she's intense. She has a lot of great passion out there, and knows the game very well, and just she understands that she has to be more creative on ways to get kills versus someone like a Taylor Cruz, where she can use height in her advantage.
Let's take a look at the numbers after 2 sets, and you see here Supernovas hitting 350 to 250 for the Valkyries.
A lot of that, Sydney Haley, but also the passing. You see the reception percentage, and that just tells you that the Supernovas are in system a lot. They're positive receptions. They're able to run 3 options all the time, and that's what allows them to hit such a high efficiency.
Impressive there on the pass by Scott that led to the kill by Gillen, who just pulls it off the block. Nice tool.
She saw that Landsman was moving a little late getting out there, so a moving block means an easy kill down the line.
Just long on the serve. Kendall White is never not entertaining. He always has some reaction to just about everything that happens on the floor. The libero for the Supernovas. Well, she was fantastic at Penn State, huh? And there's the overpass, and Kaz Brown put it down. Oh, there's going to be, looks like maybe a net violation. Is that what it was called?
Yeah, it's called a net violation on Brown, and I think she was arguing that she thought the ball was down. But unlike the collegiate game, you know, it takes a little bit. You can realize to make a challenge. Here they have 7 seconds to make a challenge, or to, you know, to call the challenge. And so you really don't have time to ask the players, hey, what do you think? And then look it back down the bench and ask your coaches, and then ask the players on the sideline. So it's 7 seconds. It's a quick call. You have to go with your gut as a coach and really trust your players out on the court, because you can't really get kind of a verdict from everybody.
No, there's no consensus here.
No.
Yeah. Yep. Certainly looks like there was a net violation, and there was. It's confirmed. So Tori Dixon now will serve. Tough serve by Dixon. Free ball here for the Supernovas, and they'll run the middle. Boy, love to do that in quick transition, right? Off the easy ball, run right in your middle.
Yeah, right in the middle, and it's difficult for players, for those wing blockers, to pinch in because they're in system, and you have such great attackers on the pins. They can't cheat in the middle to try to help out, so there's probably going to be a one-on-one, and it's exactly what Hilly did for their team.
Good swing off the side of the block, kill by Kaz Brown. 3-time All-SEC at Kentucky.
See there, you saw some help there from the left side block for the Supernovas, but the set was pushed a little bit over Brown's shoulder, so she was able to attack back to the right side of the court.
Hilly's so smart. Second touch, nice dump right into the campfire.
That's just another part of the offense that you have to prepare for. You know, she's not attacking. She was back row, but she's still finding a way to get a kill for her team. So it's just another part that makes that Supernova offense so balanced. You can't just think she's an attacker when she's in front row.
Harley Scott into the block. Pushed over quickly by Michaela White, who gets the kill.
Nice heads-up play there by White. Real aggressive. She's at the net. She sees that ricochets off the block and just right away takes it over. Doesn't hesitate to be aggressive on that swing.
Substitution for the Valkyries. Teeler back in. That is a nasty serve right there. Good up, nice dive. Keep it alive by Murphy. Donna Miller. Oh, great up. Diving up by Gillen. And then the block on the right side. That's Teeler.
See, again, Gillen just punches that ball. We call it kind of like a stop sign play, as you're just trying to stop the ball any way you can and get it in the air to keep the rally alive. And then Teeler is such an explosive and dynamic blocker there. She's not tall, super tall, but she very dynamic and jumps well, gets over the net to seal the net on that block.
Served by Rivera. Again, Murphy diving to keep it alive. Block touch and then into the net, called on the Supernovas.
It's exactly what the Valkyries were looking for, a little spark, and Teeler's come off the bench and provided 2 points here for them, and it's really a great way for them to start here this third set, to have a little energy and momentum on their side.
You can see on the way down there was a touch. Overpass. Little shimmy shake there from White. 4-0 run for the Valkyries.
Credit Riviera on that serve. So she's a setter who normally plays in the right back, but she's serving on the left side of the court. She's a lefty jump serve, so she's really trying to put tail spin on this ball, and it comes all the way across the court, and just puts a lot of pressure on those passers.
On the slide, Vuchkova with the kill.
Vuchkova not quite on balance on that swing, but still finds a way to get it through the block, and she's just late closing. White's late closing on the way out, sees a moving hand there, and swings aggressive swing across the court.
Try to avoid those.
Yeah, none of Villers want that one back. Just not happy.
Scott's played a nice match. Serve here. De La Cruz, good block touch by Teeler. Now right back to her. And then the kill, Teeler. Teeler had 8 kills in that 2021 match versus Texas when they won the NCAA title. She could be explosive.
Yeah. So she's familiar with this arena. She played here.
Yeah,
that was here.
Yeah.
So she's familiar with this.
Big kill by Carly Scott.
Just finding a way. You see, she's a middle back player, how far she came up in the court to make that dig. Because she saw there's a hole in the block, means the ball's going to be hit down to an extremely sharp angle. She steps into it and just finds a way to get her hand underneath it.
Scott 6 kills, 7 digs. Oh, good tip. Nice hustle. Killed by Teeler.
Everything going Orlando's way right now. There's finding a way to get the ball up. You know, Supernovas are trying to stress them defensively and just making great defensive plays and able to transition back with a kill.
It's the high performance moment of the week, brought to you by Ren Athletics.
14-12. Sydney Hilly. Maddox pulls the setter off. Right side swing. We're done. Match point. Las Vegas takes their inaugural match and starts at 1-0.
Gear up with the official Pro Collection apparel today. Available exclusively at renathletics.com and provolleyballshop.com.
We gonna take it, 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 gonna take it,
Another great crowd on hand here in Omaha for the Supernovas matchup with the Valkyries. It is a 9-2 run right now for Orlando. Supernovas had led it 6-3. And now down by 4. And out of the timeout, right into the block again. And Michaela White.
Supernovas just trying to find a little bit of momentum here, and they're passing the ball. They're just, the defense for Orlando is really taking them out offensively.
Tools it again, another kill. That's Gillen.
We talked about Brooke Nuneviller and how just her passion and intensity on the court was such a huge intangible for the Supernovas. And the exact same thing is for Jill Gillian for Orlando. I mean, she just is such a fiery player, 110% in everything she does, and it's fun to have a teammate like that.
And another Taylor with the kill. It was 8-8 at one point, and right now Orlando on a 7-0 run. Scott with the serve, crowd trying to get into it. Get up. Go it again. No stopping them right now. Valkyries on fire.
Gillen, you see that ball, she just contacts it so high and takes it, even though it was a big block in front of her. I mean, they knew the ball was going out to her. Their block was out there, and she still finds a way to get a kill over that block.
The double substitution is Natalia Valentine Anderson comes into set for the Supernovas. Also in is Nia Reed, and there is Nia Reed who stops the run.
So here you see a little bit of a opposite of what they had to do in Vegas the other night, where Valentine started the match, started setting, and then they lose a second, and they make that switch to Hilly, and here they're off to a slow start in the third set, and they do that switch again just to see if she can bring that spark or presence or give them going a little extra energy that they may need here.
Run the middle again, and once again, Michaela White, who's had a great third set with another kill.
Rivera just sees she's pushed more to the right, but she feels that she needs to get the middles involved. She's been feeding Taylor the ball a lot, and so they're expecting that ball to go to the right side, and she runs right up the middle.
Taylor not down. Into the block and down. Big block for the Supernovas.
Set out of system ball, pulls Gillen inside, and Dixon is nice job taking away that sharp angle. She comes in, Dixon moves out and gets over, not allowing her to go deep into the court. Be interested to see if they can get De La Cruz going here for the Supernovas. She's been pretty quiet here the last half of the second set and into this third, and kind of after she had that collision with Nunavut.
Do not overpass to Tori Dixon. Kaz Brown was taking cover. Oh.
First thing you do as a defensive player, if you're running up to net, get your hands up.
There's a block. The Valkyries extending that lead now up by 7. Orlando had, just 2 blocks in the first 2 sets for Orlando. They have 3 here in the third. Great angle. There is De La Cruz. They answered your call.
Murphy's been set up in that angle shot of De La Cruz and been digging her. That she just brings a little more heat, a little sharper angle. You can see on that shot how she turns her wrist down, thumb to the floor to cut that ball, so it causes a little more spin to tail away from Murphy. She's there to dig it.
Tough serve, overpass. Shaven puts it away.
The right time for De La Cruz to get a kill and then go to the back row and try to find a spark for her team from the end line.
On the slide, there's Brown. Kaz Brown with a kill.
Brown's really provided a spark here for this third set for Orlando. She's had some big blocking plays, and then offensively, Rivera sees her getting her up, feeding her the ball, and you can see they're communicating. Just keep going.
Run the quick to Dixon, who goes off of the arm of Kaz Brown. Exploded. There's Scott again from that left pin.
Gillen puts that ball right on Rivera's head. She sets a very fast tempo as a quick set to out to the pin. I mean, it's not barely the height of the antenna getting out there.
Whoops.
It's a good decision to force the middle there by Hilly, and it's just a tough angle. So it's, especially for Vujkova, I mean, she's new to this program. She's just had a couple matches under, and you really, when you're setting the ball from off the net like that and that angle, you have to have a good connection and feel for your hitter, setter, hitter feel, and that's probably something that just hasn't been established yet with her just joining the team.
Yeah. 11,918. That is a new Professional Volleyball Federation record for attendance. The Supernovas certainly holding up their end of the bargain, and the fans have been fantastic here in Omaha. Both records have been set here at the CHI Center. 11,918.
They have a huge club volleyball tournament going on here, and so what an opportunity for those young athletes to come here and see these professional athletes play and see what's in their, on our home soil now. You don't have to go overseas to play, and this gives them something to dream and shoot for. Originally it's to dream to get to college, and now they can have that and as another dream is to be able to play professionally here on United States soil.
And you saw that looked like a club volleyball team right there, the attack. So fantastic attendance here this afternoon on a Sunday for this matchup with the Valkyries. Good pass in system and pounded by Nunaviller.
That was a nice connection all the way across. De La Cruz tempo on the pass up there to Hilly, and Hilly set to the pen for Nunaviller. She came flying in, and you have to anticipate she's going to see a lot of sets here.
Scott off the hands, another kill. That is now 7 kills for Scott to go with 7 digs.
What a first match for her. I mean, very limited playing time up to this point. She's come out and really had confident swings, made an impact defensively, come up with some big digs.
Yeah, she had not had a kill this season. So, as you said, limited time in the first 4 matches. Back row, long no touch.
It was the right decision there to run that back row. You see the setter was moving. She was moving to the right side of the court. Difficult to try to set a quick tempo to the middle. Really tough to set a ball right to your right side. And you want to put your hitters in the best opportunity there, and that was the right choice, is try to set your back row.
No touch by Kendall Scott. Kendall White, I'm sorry. I said Kendall White. So a timeout taken here by the Supernovas, or sorry, by the Valkyries. Jill Gillen, 30-inch vertical for the 5'7" outside hitter. 9 kills, 9 digs.
One would think that as your match goes on, maybe your vertical will go down a little bit, but in her, I don't see that. I mean, I remember watching her with Arkansas. In set 5, she was jumping and hitting with just as much velocity and intensity as she was in the very first set. So it's just, she's just a powerful, powerful player, and she's fun to watch. I think it just gives young girls a lot to aspire to. You don't have to be a 6'3" player to play at this level. I mean, this is all types of players can make it to the professional level.
Just wide, had wide open shot. Good set, quick tempo, and White just missed.
So a couple of errors on Orlando's side is allowing the Supernovas to get back in here and slowly creep back into this set.
Pushed outside. Scott again with the kill.
You see that tempo of this set causing Vuchkova. She's moving along the net, but she's just not tight to the net. Her body's off the net, so she can't really press her arms over, which allows for Scott to attack that moving block. And a lot of times it's really difficult to defend. It's usually going to end in a kill.
Back row. Hilly sets behind her. Back row, got it. Found that back line. Good swing by Nuneviller.
This is a transition. Rally keeps going and going. That's when you want to find that back row attack. You can see the defense for Orlando was moving to maybe expect a set to the pin and not expecting Nuneviller to come up the back row.
Paige Briggs now in to serve. Briggs was traded from Orlando to Omaha, and she's now in there to serve at 23-19.
That's something that you don't really consider is all the trading that can go on in the professional league. So your team could change weekly, quite honestly. I mean, someone becomes an agent and waiver opportunities, and so it's just it's really a business. And then it also affects your team dynamic, but you're out there trying to add and see what your team really needs at that point.
So missed out on one set point. Orlando here, set point number 2 upcoming. And the ace for Sydney Hilly. And another timeout will be taken by Orlando. Yeah, that was draft day. Paige Briggs, the outside hitter. Now with Omaha, she was traded for Jill Gillen. Gillen starting tonight, and Abby Hansen, and the 24th pick. So they invested in Briggs. There's her career, 3-time All-American from Western Kentucky.
You think at the professional level, you're looking at a little bit different type of athlete. We talked about how Nuneviller was a utility player for Oregon. She was a libero for a couple of years, then a 6 rotation outside. And Briggs is just that similar type. She's a 6 rotation outside who really can do it all, and that's what you need at this professional level when you're limited on subs. You can't bring in somebody just to play back row for a powerful outside attacker. So you have to have somebody that is going to be able to make an impact in 6 rotations.
Orlando out of the timeout. Set point number 3 upcoming for the Valkyries. Good pass out to Gillen. She closes it out. Big set win for Orlando. After dropping the first 2, they come back and take set number 3, 25-21. They used an 8-0 run to take that 16-8 lead and never look back. And they win the 3rd. It's 2-1, Omaha on top.
Our day has dawned.
A new horizon is upon us.
Inspired by the many who came before us, together on a path to achieve something extraordinary.
Do you hear the groundswell? We are at the forefront of a revolution. Empowered, inspired, together. We didn't get here alone.
This is our responsibility. We are creating a new major league on the greatest stage volleyball has ever seen. Pro Volleyball Federation is real pro volleyball.
Now is our time.
Communities will come together.
History will be made.
We are one.
Today, we are inspired.
Today, the light shines on us.
Today marks the beginning of the next chapter.
And we're writing it together.
Rally with us!
The wait is finally over. A concept years in the making becomes a reality tonight.
We have stars that are sure to make a splash in terms of heads.
There are stars everywhere you look.
No secret that tonight's going to be epic.
Prepare to make history. And we are underway. And what a start. And a serve for Wiley. Picks out Nunaviller.
Just so
NCAA women's volleyball will never be the same. Students of the game will study this era for generations. But we're only getting started. Sign up for pre-sale, news, and more at ncaa.com/volleyball.
Valentina Anderson fans in the crowd as the Valkyries have taken the third 25-21. Supernovas will try to close it out here in the fourth. How about the play of Carly Scott, the former Wolverine, in her first start of the year, first real playing time, has been terrific.
She's really provided a spark out on the outside, and she's had some tough sets, found ways to come up with kills. She's been a stable passer for them, passing in the middle of the court defensively. Big digs for them as well, and so just for a first time start out for Orlando, she's come out and really made an impact on this team.
Run the quick middle and a kill for Buchko, or check that for Kaz Brown.
They really established Kaz in the middle there, that second set, getting her a lot of opportunities, and you can see they're trying to go back to that with that third set victory.
On the dump, nice second touch by Rivera to put it away.
Rivera being a left-handed setter, that's a really natural move for her to attack with the left hand. And we haven't seen her. She's not a really aggressive front row setter there, but that was the right opportunity. As the players are moving, you're running, Brown's going behind on the slide, creating a lot of movement up there is when you want to throw that ball down.
Kill by Rivera to go with 6 digs and 13 assists that she has in the match. 30 assists and 11 digs. Omaha still out hitting Orlando 280-154. Also, Orlando's out dug Omaha. There's just Shaman with the block on the right side.
We just talked about Scott and what a nice pass she had there off De La Cruz serve. De La Cruz is leading the league in ace serves, and every time she goes back to the service line, she's putting pressure on those passers for Orlando.
And the ace right on cue. That is 19, and that leads the league.
So much of being a good server is your contact on the ball, and De La Cruz just every single time, great contact on the ball. She can turn her hand, make that ball move.
Overpass. Right back to Nunaviller again. Into the net, call to the Valkyries. So the serve of Betty De La Cruz continues. You see her aces 19, well outpacing the two Valkyries, who are tied for second in the league with 7. And another ball that puts him out of system. Gillen, though, what a swing. Great up. Dive by Murphy to keep it alive. On the slide. Brown rips through.
Yeah, both sides of the net, once again, those defensive plays. And there's just huge momentum plays for their team, but also just fun to watch. See the effort on both sides.
Yeah.
You see Murphy getting that pancake up there, and right before that, Nunaville saving that ball. And that was a sharp angle ball. I mean, she's flying to try to keep herself from going underneath the net to make that ball.
Good feed. Quick set to Dixon.
I feel like whenever they're looking for a kill, they find Dixon there, quick transition. Hilly has just a great tempo there. She's not right on Hilly up there. She just stays in the middle of the court. She fires that ball into her.
Back row kill by Teeler. It's a great set there.
Great play.
Tandem, right?
Teeler did that a lot for Kentucky as she come out of the back row there and take a big swing. You can see there, right? It's an in-system play. It's not it's a tempoed set, so she is right on it quick, gets on the ball quick.
Touch, and the Supernovas with the point.
Nunaville just skimming the top of the hands there.
Just got the finger.
Close one there.
Yeah.
Teeler bringing out the acrobatic moves to get out of the way of that one.
Supernovas came in at 3 and 2. Two and 2 for Orlando. Danielle Hart now to the game for the Supernovas. Hart in there in the middle. It's a great hustle there. Kept alive.
Gillen puts that ball up there to let her teammate Scott make an aggressive swing and not send a free ball over. You don't want to give a team a free ball. You want to continue to put pressure on them and that hustle play out of system. Even though the set wasn't all the way out to the pen, it still was high inside, allowing Scott to get her feet there to take a swing.
A great pass there by Kendall White. Communication is White and Hilly.
It's not something you would normally see both.
Yeah.
Yeah, White's a very vocal leader out there, and you think sometimes she almost talks too much. She's talking about where you want to hit the ball, how many hitters are up, you know, and talking through the defensive play, which is great for that position. So a very uncommon error.
There's the slide, and Danielle Hart with the kill. Former Badger.
Yeah, you have to think there's a little bit of a connection and some great trust there on that play, setting the slide behind a Hart. It's not the first time Hilly's done that.
Powered through the block. Carly Scott with another kill. She's nearing double digits in kills now. I believe that's 9 in the match. Now back to serve.
She just finds a way out of system. I mean, the block was there. It was just such a high ball. They were a little early, and so they're on their way down, allows her to get it through a block.
There was a touch point for the Supernovas. De La Cruz from that left pin.
Just gets Teeler, hands are just a little late getting over the net. You could see there on that replay. She's still moving her hands over and was able to hit right through those hands.
Tried to run the middle, but just a misconnection and White into the net.
You know, a lot of that came from how far Gillen had to come in and play that ball. So it almost took her out. You could hear her audibling to try to hit a inside set right off the middle, but she had to come in and play that tip. And so really her only shot was to try to force the middle there.
Just off the tape. Good adjustment by Gillen. De La Cruz tools the block and gets the kill.
Gotta love her reaction to that. She even surprised herself, I think, after she hit that with. Thought she was off balance, falling out. We're not sure she was going to get that kill.
10 kills now. A little tight for Gillen. That does go over, though. It's a quick readjustment there by the Supernovas. You think it's not coming over, and then it does, and you going up to block, and
you're on your way down, whether you play it. And, yeah, it's just an awkward, and it's a tough play. You're so tight to the net, you know, trying to stay out of the net, trying to play that ball, and yet get it high on your side of the net.
Off the tape. Teeler sent right back. Gillen swipes at it, tries to down the line. What an up. Nunaviller in the back row. And that time Gillen is wide. No touch, point for the Supernovas.
Nunaviller once again all over the court. It's a smart shot, trying to throw deep in the corner, and she reads it well. Hustle play there, and just her passion and grittiness on defense can really get into an attacker's head. I mean, here you have Gillen, she's trying every shot, and somehow Nunaviller's finding a way to get it up, and that can really wear on you as an attacker.
13 digs for Nunaviller. She has 11 kills, already a double-double. That's her 4th double-double in 6 matches. Now you can really see that old libero mentality there, can't you?
Yeah. She's feisty in the back row. If it's in the back 20 feet, it's her ball.
College player down in Lincoln who's a little bit like that too. Off of the block and just wide. Gillen with another kill.
Ooh,
yeah, just
that was
missed.
Close.
Here's a look. See if it was in or out. We will in a second. That was wide by De La Cruz.
De La Cruz really likes to attack that sharp angle. I mean, she's hitting about the 12-foot line, and that ball, she's get on top a little more, and that ball would be a kill.
That found the back line. Good shot there by De La Cruz.
It's a really tough shot to defend, that ball. I mean, it's over the block. It's in that back foot of the court there. And if you have an outside attacker that can hit that shot consistently, it's just, they're going to be hitting at high numbers each match, because it's really, you can't stop it. Your block set up in the right spot, your floor defense in the right spot, and they don't have an answer.
Joust at the net, won by Dixon. Right back to her. Yeah, reward that. You bet.
Anytime Supernovas get that opportunity of a free ball, they make him pay, and Dixon is just almost automatic there, because she sees the block so well and she transitions so quick. And Hilly, even though the pass was a little bit off the net, the spacing between the two was just right.
Punched out by Gillen, not down. Upset outside. Nunaviller got the kill. 12 kills now for Brooke Nunaviller.
Sometimes those out-of-system scramble plays, it messes with the tempo enough that it causes the block to be too early, or they're on their way down, so you get those bad touches off those plays that really don't look like they should come away with a kill.
Hilly. Gillen, she's got a double-double, 11 kills, 11 digs. She's been in double-digit kills in every professional match she's played in.
Not a bad start to your professional career.
Not bad at all. 15, 14, 17, and 12 last time out. And already with 11 So we're going to take a break. Omaha on top in front of a record-breaking crowd in set number 4.
Our day has dawned.
A new horizon is upon us.
Inspired by the many who came before us, together on a path to achieve something extraordinary.
Do you hear the groundswell? We are at the forefront of a revolution. Empowered, inspired, together. We didn't get here alone.
This is our responsibility. We are creating a new major league on the greatest stage volleyball has ever seen. Pro Volleyball Federation is real pro volleyball.
Now is our time.
Communities will come together.
History will be made.
We are one.
Today, we are inspired.
Today, the light shines on us.
Today marks the beginning of the next chapter.
And we're writing it together.
Rally with us.
(15-13) Supernovas leading it in the 4th, trying to wrap it up here and not go to a deciding 5th. Tough serve there by Dixon. Scott into the block. Danielle Hart was there. Shaman Landsman right beside her.
You see Shaman Landsman move that block in. That set was inside, and so she moved the ball in to allow Hart to get right there for a great setup. Communication from your pen blocker is such a key to get a good double block set.
Back row, pounded by Teeler. Wow, what a swing. That ends the 5-1 run.
She put an exclamation point on that one. She came flying in there. Almost, I mean, the tempo of it and where it was at, you would have thought that it was a front row attack because of it was right off the slide attacker's shoulder.
5th kill for Teeler. Hart just kind of swiped that off the side. Yeah, someone was in the net. The ball was down, they said. Point for Valkyries. Said the ball was down before the net.
I bet there'll be a challenge on that.
There it is. The buzzer in the arena means there has been a challenge. So it was ball was not down, but it was difficult to tell from that angle who was in the net, right? So this replay goes all the way to Fort Worth. Oh yeah, looks like Hart.
Yeah.
Hart with the fingertip, got the top of the net. And it is a point for Orlando. Theoretically, you have a command center like that reviews replays on a regular basis. They're going to be pretty good at it, right? And quick, fast.
And with the number of cameras and qualities of camera, you're going to be able to see and slow down the frames enough to get the right call.
Like we mentioned earlier, but there are 22 high-speed cameras that are situated around the arena to pick up the various lines and touches and nets. Block and down. That went off a couple of Supernovas. Danielle Hart last.
Hart making a nice move. She's late getting out there, but you see how disciplined is. She's still just putting her hands in a good position. So she didn't give up on the play. She still made the move and was able to get actually a kill or a block off out of it.
Down the middle. Good swing by White. And Michaela White with another kill.
the middles have been so important for both teams tonight, and just being able to try to slow down momentum, establish. You know your pen attackers are going to get a lot of sets. So you really have to get the ball to your middle when you can.
On the slide, there's Hart with the kill. And there's that connection, Hilly to Hart. Couple of Badgers. Down the line, and Teeler just wide, point Supernovas.
White celebrating that one. I thought it was, and once again, human error from my angle, because I don't know how she called that one so close.
Timeout taken as Omaha is up by 4 and 5 away from taking the match. Here's another look at it.
I see.
And there it is.
Not quite as close as I thought, but White just an experienced libero, so she had herself set up. She was off the line a little bit. You could see the approach of Teeler coming in, so she was going to attack that line. She was going to have to really rotate the ball or thumb down to cut it down the line. So it was really in White's advantage. There was not much room for error for Teeler on that shot.
It's so good to see how this volleyball community in Omaha has really adopted this Supernovas team. A ton of Supernova gear all over town. Before the match today, you saw it out in the streets outside the arena.
It's such a fun event. I mean, fun family event. Whether you walk away and the Supernovas win the match or not, they can walk away having a great night, remembering it, and that's what brings the fans back. Is if they can walk away and say that was fun and it was a positive memory, they're going to come back.
Well, we hope you come back. You saw it there at the end of March. We'll have another Supernovas game as they take on the Vegas Thrill. They're 1-1 against Vegas already this year. Here we go. Short serve. Gillen comes up. Carly Scott with the kill, got the touch.
It was interesting coming out of the timeout that Nunaviller would serve short. A little strategy to try to take out the back row attack. If Gillen comes flying in there to pass that ball, there's no way she can be a weapon out of the back row. So that eliminated one offensive option, and so their defense for the Supernovas could get set.
11 kills for Carly Scott to go with 8 digs. She's almost going to put up a double-double. And that serve long. Omaha now up 4 and 4 away. Side your way out to a match.
With the limited subs, if you do make a serving sub, you really need that serving sub to come in and make an impact. So to come in and have an error really hurts, because the team was expecting, they made that sub to try to go on a run there.
Free ball opportunity here for the Supernovas. Out of the back row. Backline kill. Nunaviller again.
See here from 20 on, once again, the Supernovas are putting pressure on Orlando. Just low air, making it, staying aggressive, keeping their offense balanced, not being predictable, and that's how they were successful in those first 2 sets.
Last time out taken here by Orlando. Omaha still has 2 as they're up by 5 now, 22-17. Trying to wrap this up in 4. 14 kills, 14 digs for Nunaviller. Leading the way for Omaha. Take a look at Brooke Nunaviller. Played professionally in Turkey in 22 and 23. 3-time All-American. The only player, get this, the only player in Pac-12 history, right? Like, talking high-level volleyball, to have 1,500 plus kills and 2,000 plus digs in her career. In this set alone, she has 5 kills on 12 swings, as there's the schedule upcoming for the Supernovas. They will face this Orlando team in Orlando.
Several road matches coming up. See, it tells you a lot about your team, how you do on the road, but it also allows them to really bond and develop those relationships, because there's not all that outside distraction. It's just you as a team together.
De La Cruz with the kill. 2 away.
playing that deep corner again. She's had her last couple kills in that same area and just really swinging high over that block.
So back to serve now is Michaela White. Played at James Madison University collegiately. Boy, Hilly thought about it, but nothing doing. Kaz Brown was there.
Brown staying nice and disciplined there in the middle, not forgetting that Hilly could be an offensive threat and weapon, and Hilly's not someone that's real aggressive, so it's the right timing for her to do it.
What an angle, shaved one off there, thumb downed it, did De La Cruz. And we are at match point for the Supernovas.
De La Cruz, we talk about her experience. She started off the match hitting a lot of balls down the line, and then you saw a lot of sharp cross court. She's had some kills deep in the court, and then once again landed a really sharp angle shot.
Off the block and finds the floor.
Who else but Gillen?
Jill Gillen, another
Still
kill.
battle. This game's not over yet.
Jill Gill with the kill. Teeler. That'll do it. Hometown Supernovas win it in 4. 3-1 over the visiting Valkyries. And Omaha moves on the season now to 4-2. What a great environment, great volleyball.
Yeah, say for a record crowd, I saw what this sport can do, and given the opportunity here in this first inaugural season of the professional league, and to see the excitement and the level of play, and especially with the number of probably club teams and club players that were in attendance tonight, it's just very inspiring for them. And how awesome is that to have this right here in Nebraska?
So they stay in the top half of the league with that win and move to now 4-2. Valkyries will drop to 2-3 in the league. These two will square off in about a week. It'll be in Central Florida, in Orlando. We'll play on the campus of UCF. Sydney Hilly, 38 assists, 14 digs for the Omaha setter.
She really started off the match getting her team in a great offensive rhythm. I mean, very balanced. They hit high numbers those first 2 sets. Came out in the 3rd set, and they were maybe not clicking quite as much, but then she came back, responded well to lead her team here for in the 4th set for the match.
Pleased to be joined now by Brooke Nuneviller. Well, you really got out to the hot start offensively. Talk about, what was working for you early in the match.
I think my setter gave me like 4 one-on-one blocks. So, I mean, I better put those to the floor. We did a really good job spreading the offense. I think they did a really good job setting up their block later in the sets. That's where we struggled, I think. There was an 8-point run in the 3rd set that really got us behind, where their block was just big and their defense was good. But we spread it out, and I think we finished really strong.
Brooke, you're such a dynamic player out there, and it's so fun to watch you in the backcourt. So obviously in the front, you're explosive, but you come up with some incredible defensive plays. I mean, is that back from those days when you wore the libero uniform? You still have a little bit of that inside you, or what really motivates you to come up with those digs?
I think I'd take credit, definitely, that libero mindset. Just being gritty, I think, too, and also I grew up playing beach volleyball, covering the entire court in the back, so those high ones, the ones I have to run down, those are my favorite ones to get, and we do a good job playing team defense. I think it's really fun to play with Kendall in the back row. We cover a lot of court. But yeah, definitely that libero mindset for sure.
Brooke, the comeback win on the road against Vegas, the win here tonight, 3-1. It seems like this team is starting to get on a roll.
Yeah, I think we needed a few games. I think we needed to go on the road. I think we needed to bond. I think we've had a lot of different adversity, different pieces that are moving around throughout the beginning of season, and I think it takes great teams, match by match, you should be getting better every time, and I think this team has proven that. You saw our last 3 matches. We've faced adversity well in sets. We've come back in sets. We've closed sets where we weren't necessarily doing that in the beginning. Yeah, so I think we're getting better every time.
Brooke, thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much.
16 kills, 14 digs, and a block for the leader tonight for the Supernovas, Brooke Nunnemiller.
And Nunnemiller put up the stats tonight, but we talk about the intangibles that you don't see on the stat sheet that she provides for this team, and I think that's gonna what really carry this team and carry her through this professional season.
Well, pleased to be joined now by Laura Kuhner, Bird head coach. Hey, Bird, great win, 3-1 over a team that's in the top half of the league. Talk about what worked well for you early in this match, because you got off to the quick start.
Yeah, honestly, we wanted to get our middles going, but they were kind of staying with our middles, and our pins lit them up. Obviously, if you guys look at the stats, I don't know the final stats, but I think we always want balance, but Sid did a great job just reading the game and getting our hitters one-on-ones, and so we were clean. I think our passing could have been a little bit better here and there, but that was just a solid all-around fight out of them, and I'm glad, because if we've been on a long road trip, we're back home, so it was cool to see them kind of bounce back and enjoy this crowd out here.
Bert, it was fun to see how your team defensively responded. I see your leadership and Brooke and Kendall there in the back row, and we talked earlier this week about you really challenging your team to step up defensively. Are you impressed with what you've seen, or you see this team continuing on that upward trajectory defensively?
I think we've made a turn, and there's plays like Brooke getting the setter dump in that one play. I think that was like the second set. I was like, that's insane. But there's still some other plays where it's like, it's not really confusing, but people just need to go, and that's how you build trust. So yes, I'm proud of them. I think the way they're grinding, you can see it, but we need to keep getting better, and we need to keep grinding.
Bird, congrats. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks.
3-1 win for the Supernovas. And what a terrific match here tonight as they go to 4-2 on the year.
But Brooke talked about how their team has faced some adversity. They went on the road, got a couple great wins, and here they came back, started off slow that third set, but responded well to get the match in 4. And this team will be tested again as they go on the road now for several matches, and they're going to have to really find, what's their identity. And I think you're starting to see, you heard Bird talk about their defense. You got to challenge on defense, but if you have a team that continually plays great defense, they're going to be in all those matches to the end.
That's Lindsey Peterson. I'm Larry Putney. The final, once again, 3-1. Supernovas win it for our entire Nebraska sports production crew. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you next time.